Imagine standing face to face with history, holding in your hands the very objects that once touched the hands, the feet, the heart of a figure whose life changed the course of humanity forever. Imagine feeling the weight of centuries, the whispers of devotion, and the awe of miracles that have shaped faith for over 2,000 years. Today, we are about to embark on a journey like no other, a journey that takes us through time, across lands, and into the very moments where the divine touched the ordinary. We will uncover 10 astonishing relics, 10 sacred objects that still exist today, each carrying a story of sacrifice, resurrection, and unwavering faith. From the Holy Sepulchre to the crown of thorns, from the Shroud of Turin to the Holy Chalice, these relics hold mysteries that science has yet to explain, yet faith has revered for generations. They are more than artifacts. They are living connections to a story that continues to inspire millions around the world. Stay with us, because what you are about to see is not just history, it's a bridge between the past and the present. Every object has a tale that will challenge your understanding, ignite your wonder, and touch your heart in ways you may have never imagined. By the end of this journey, you will not only witness relics, but you will feel their power, their presence, and the enduring legacy of a faith that changed the world. So open your mind, open your heart, and join us as we explore the 10 objects that prove the presence of the divine among us, guiding us, inspiring us, and reminding us that miracles are never far away. The idea that historical and spiritual relics connected to Jesus continue to inspire faith across generations reflects the powerful way physical objects can preserve memory, emotion, and belief long after an event has passed. For many believers, these relics are more than archaeological findings. They serve as bridges between the present and the sacred past. When people look upon objects believed to have been touched or used by Jesus, they feel closer to the moments described in the Bible, the miracles, the teachings, the sacrifice, and the resurrection. These relics act as tangible reminders of a story that shaped the moral and spiritual foundation of billions, even through centuries of war, political upheaval, and cultural shifts. These artifacts remain guarded, studied, and honored because of their deep spiritual significance. They encourage reflection and strengthen the resolve of believers by giving them something physical to witness and connect with. The endurance of these objects through time also symbolizes the endurance of faith itself. While many ancient civilizations and their artifacts have disappeared, the relics associated with Jesus continue to exist and influence people's hearts. They attract pilgrims from around the world who come to pray, to seek answers, or simply to feel the presence of something greater than themselves. These relics also serve as powerful storytelling tools, linking past generations with present ones, preserving traditions and teachings. They become shared points of reference for millions who may come from different backgrounds but hold the same belief. As each generation encounters these objects, they rediscover the same sense of awe and reverence that people felt centuries ago. The continuity of this emotional and spiritual connection shows how deeply rooted the story of Jesus is in human history and why these relics continue to matter profoundly in the modern world. Many ancient artifacts linked to Jesus, such as the Shroud of Turin or fragments of the true cross, continue to challenge scientific understanding, creating a remarkable intersection between faith and mystery. These relics have undergone extensive testing, examination, and debate, yet many of them still defy complete explanation. Scientists have studied the Shroud of Turin for decades, analyzing the faint image embedded in the cloth, only to discover that no known artistic technique can fully account for how that image was formed. The fibers show no signs of paint, ink, or dye, and the image behaves like a photographic negative, something far ahead of its time. Similarly, the supposed remnants of the true cross have been examined through historical documentation and material testing. Yet their survival and preservation remain extraordinary for wooden objects thousands of years old. These relics occupy a unique place where scientific curiosity meets spiritual belief. While science strives to understand their origins, millions view their mysterious nature as evidence of divine involvement. The fact that these objects resist easy explanation strengthens their spiritual impact, giving people a reason to reflect, question, and look deeper into their faith. These artifacts continue to inspire researchers, historians, and believers alike, each group approaching them from different angles but drawn by the same sense of wonder. Their existence encourages dialogue between the scientific community and religious scholars, demonstrating that faith and inquiry do not need to stand in opposition. Instead, they can complement each other, each uncovering new layers of meaning. The unresolved questions surrounding these relics create a powerful sense of awe, reminding people that not everything in the world can be measured or defined. This blend of scientific mystery and spiritual significance is what keeps these artifacts alive in public consciousness generation after generation, inviting humanity to explore both the physical and the divine. The connection between these ancient artifacts and the biblical narratives gives believers a sense of continuity, as if the past is reaching forward to remind humanity of the foundations of Christianity. Many of these relics, from the Holy Sepulchre to the crown of thorns, are tied to moments described in the Bible, and their preservation reinforces the idea that these events were not merely symbolic but real moments in history. When people encounter these objects, they are not just seeing old materials or remnants of the past. They are encountering physical links to stories that have shaped cultures, values, and societies for centuries. This connection strengthens belief because it gives form to the faith that has been passed down through generations. For many, these relics serve as evidence that the accounts of the Bible are grounded in historical reality, not myth or imagination. They help Christians visualize the world in which Jesus lived, walked, and performed miracles, making the spiritual teachings of the Bible feel more immediate and accessible. These artifacts also preserve the emotional weight of biblical moments, such as sacrifice, suffering, hope, and resurrection. Pilgrims who visit these relics often describe feeling overwhelmed, not because of the object itself, but because of the sacred story it represents. Over time, these objects have become deeply embedded in Christian tradition and collective memory, helping believers maintain a connection to the early church and the origins of their faith. They carry a legacy of devotion, prayer, and storytelling that continues to inspire people across languages, cultures, and continents. The connection between relics and biblical narratives creates a shared foundation of belief, allowing millions to anchor their faith in something both spiritual and historically rooted, bridging the ancient world and the modern one in a powerful and meaningful way. Archaeological evidence and long-standing religious traditions work together to preserve the memory of Jesus' life, creating a powerful link between history and faith. Many relics associated with him are not preserved by chance but through centuries of careful protection, documentation, and reverence. Churches, monasteries, and Christian communities have passed down these objects through generations, maintaining detailed records that connect them to biblical events. At the same time, archaeology has uncovered sites, structures, and artifacts that align with descriptions found in Scripture, giving believers and scholars a deeper understanding of the world Jesus lived in. This combination of tradition and archaeology strengthens the authenticity and significance of these relics. Even when scientific studies cannot offer definitive answers, the continuous historical chain, preserved writings, and cultural memory surrounding these artifacts give them legitimacy in the eyes of millions. These objects are more than isolated discoveries. They belong to a larger tapestry of evidence that reflects the time, places, and experiences mentioned in the Bible. This cooperation between faith and scholarship allows people today to explore the past with greater clarity. Archaeological findings often confirm the existence of ancient cities, synagogues, roads, and customs described in Scripture, creating a solid backdrop for understanding the relics themselves. Meanwhile, the traditions passed down by early Christians provide context that science alone cannot offer, preserving stories that would otherwise be lost to time. This blending of factual discovery and spiritual narrative shapes the way modern believers understand the life of Jesus. It reminds them that his story unfolded in real places among real people and left a lasting mark on history. The preservation of these relics is part of a larger effort to honor that history and ensure that future generations can witness the physical reminders of events that shaped the foundation of Christianity. Each relic connected to Jesus represents a moment of divine presence, transformation, or revelation, giving it a deeper meaning than simply being an ancient object. These artifacts hold significance because they are tied to events that shape the entire Christian faith. When believers look at the Holy Chalice, they see more than a cup. They see the moment the covenant of love and sacrifice was shared at the Last Supper. When they gaze upon the crown of thorns, they are reminded not just of suffering, but of the ultimate act of redemption. Every relic carries a story, and that story holds emotional and spiritual power. These objects serve as reminders of miracles, teachings, and acts of compassion that continue to guide millions of people today. They invite reflection on themes that lie at the heart of Christianity: forgiveness, humility, love, and hope. Through these relics, believers can connect personally with events that occurred 2,000 years ago, allowing them to feel the presence of something greater than themselves. Many people describe experiencing peace, healing, or renewed faith when encountering these sacred objects, not because of the material itself, but because of the meaning attached to it. Over centuries, these relics have inspired prayer, devotion, and countless acts of kindness. They help people remember that the divine once walked among humanity, bringing light to a world filled with uncertainty. These artifacts also hold a sense of mystery that continues to draw people in, inviting them to explore the spiritual lessons within their stories. Their existence encourages believers to look beyond the physical world and reflect on the transformative power of faith. Each relic is a symbol of a moment when heaven touched earth, and that symbolism continues to resonate deeply in the hearts of those who seek spiritual guidance, strength, or affirmation in their journey of belief. Exploring these sacred objects invites people to strengthen their beliefs, deepen their understanding, and reflect on their spiritual journey in a way few other experiences can. Each relic carries centuries of devotion, prayer, and tradition, and encountering them encourages individuals to think about their own relationship with faith. Many believers describe feeling a renewed sense of purpose or clarity when they learn about or stand before these objects. This is because relics serve as powerful reminders that faith is not only a matter of belief, but also a lived experience that connects people across time and culture. These artifacts offer a unique opportunity to step into the history of Christianity, helping individuals visualize the world Jesus lived in and the profound moments associated with his life. This process of reflection often leads to a deeper appreciation of biblical teachings and the sacrifices made for humanity. Even those who approach these relics from a historical or academic standpoint often find themselves moved by the emotional and cultural significance embedded within them. The stories attached to these objects encourage contemplation about themes such as love, forgiveness, resilience, and redemption. As people explore these relics, they are reminded that faith is a continuous journey, not a destination. It evolves as they grow, learn, and seek truth. These objects also help believers feel connected to others who have walked the path before them, creating a sense of unity within the Christian community. Generations have looked upon these relics with reverence, offering their own prayers, hopes, and struggles. This shared experience builds a bridge between the past and the present, strengthening the sense of belonging. Ultimately, these relics inspire individuals to look inward, reconnect with their values, and embrace the spiritual truths that guide their lives, making their faith more personal and meaningful. As we reflect on these 10 sacred objects, we realize that they are more than relics. They are living connections to a story that transformed humanity. Each stone, each fragment, each artifact carries the echoes of faith, sacrifice, and resurrection, reminding us that the divine presence is not confined to history, but continues to touch our lives today. They invite us to pause, to reflect, and to marvel at the mysteries that bridge heaven and earth, science and spirituality, past and present. May this journey through the relics inspire you to strengthen your own beliefs, to seek understanding, and to cherish the spiritual truths that guide your life. Let it remind you that faith is not only about what we see, but also about what we feel, what we carry in our hearts, and how we let it transform us each day. Good luck on your personal journey of faith and discovery. May these stories and sacred objects ignite curiosity, hope, and courage within you, and may your path be filled with light, wisdom, and inspiration. Thank you for taking this journey with us today. Your willingness to explore, to wonder, and to reflect keeps the story alive. And together, we honor the legacy of a faith that continues to inspire the world.